Hello, this is Cholhan Lee, and I'm a professor of Donggu University. And today, let me present my study to you. It's my honor to be to talk about my research to you. So thank you for watching here, and thank you for coming to my presentation session. Today, my topic is the effect of anti-smoking advertising message on smokers. Okay, let me start. Okay. Okay. Let me make my image smaller. All right. Okay, let me start. Uh, the first thing that I want to address is that why do I start this study? Yeah, so let me check my background. So because of the mass televised advertising is very popular in Korea and it costs lots of money, but even though it is very important to make a very good anti-smoking ad, not many studies are focused on the effect of the advertising messages. So I want to fill the gap. Basically, that's what I want to, and that's my motivation of this study. And more specifically, this study analyzed the effect of anti-smoking advertising messages on smoking, and basically smokers' attitude toward tobacco. So, in my opinion, it is essential to understand the anti-smoking advertising because the campaign is conducted annually. So, among many advertising messages type, not many advertising types are analyzed and sought for the best message type for the effect of the campaign. So, it is very important to find the effects of advertising messages such as fear of fear, self-efficacy, and social norm. That kind of three types are my study focus here. Of course, there are so many other messages too, but I want to focus on only fear message, social norm, and self-efficacy ad. So only the smokers are included in study because, in my opinion, most of the previous studies kind of focused on smokers and non-smokers, but usually to decrease the number of the smokers. My study is focused on the smokers. So kind of it is kind of tough for smoker to quit the smoking, but some messages, some type of message, in my opinion, are very effective to decrease the number of the decrease the smoking. So I believe that this study will show the most effective advertising messages and kind of we compared each message each other. That's that's the kind of the study that we want to address here. So let me kind of look my background one more time here. Let me see my presentation. So smoking is a burden to society and individual in terms of health-related disease and its cost. So basically, people uh, people die of cancer, or especially the lung cancer that is highly related to the uh, smoking. So because of the increase in the medical cost, smoking can be a burden to society, and individual can hurt from smoking. So it's very important for social worker or social communicator to make very good message to asking smoker to quit. And the second my second background of the study is that FCTC. FCTC is basically means that framework on tobacco control. It is kind of treaty for all the nation, and we, as a South Korea government, also accepted FCTC, and so we have can make some tax for a tobacco company for addressing lots of mass communication campaign, and also make the smoke-free zone intact. So so we needed some resources, then and South Korea kind of build some resources to start the mass advertising campaign. And also, public media campaign has many forms such as TV ads, outdoor ad, and public relation, print media, and special event. Uh, and TV ad is the most expensive, as you may know, and most of the list is accomplished by it. But in my opinion, despite of the importance of TV ad, the message effects are not fully explained, and in the study, we fill a gap. Yeah. So in other words, let me talk about more about the FCTC in here in Korea. So approximately the FCTC is enforced by South Korea Ministry of Health Welfare, and for the fulfillment, we take lots of measures such as uh, the the we have increased the tobacco price, attachment of warning sign and picture on the pack of the tobacco product, and we support the kind of lots of medical help for smokers to quit smoking. So in addition, the smoking-free zone also set for non-smokers, and public media campaign, including television ads, are aired every year with every new message. So national kit line was also started, and nationwide ban on smoking in the restaurant and bars. So nationwide smoking cessation medical service were studied in the clinic and hospitals. So again, let me summarize the background of the study. First, we accept the FCTC rule that is enforced all over the world for mostly the the developed countries, and as a result, we will continue the annual mass advertising campaign every year. So there are lots of money put that advertising message, but not many studies are fully explored the impact of the advertising. That's why we start and try to know more about the ad message effects in this study. So basically, that's the main reason we start this study. So let me start with the purpose of the study. So we have basically four or five study purposes. First, to find better understanding of perceived message on smokers, and find the demographic traits influencing ad message effects, to review the current body of anti-tobacco ad messages, and also to know about more better understanding of the ad effects on cognition, attitude, and behavior. And we will try to find the first effects based on the ad type. Ad type means that we will bring fear, social norm, and self-efficacy ad types. Before we talk about our study, just let me summarize the current body of studies. So many studies in South Korea are analyzed by a smoker, and non-smoker at the same time, in my opinion, in our opinion, that that can lead to the kind of exaggeration of impact, because non-smokers are very sensitive and already very acceptable regardless of this ad messaging kind of quality. They don't smoke, so they like anti-smoking ads. But that's not the case for smokers. So if we kind of put together for, then we'll exaggerate the effect. That's kind of, so that could be a problem. So we just focus on the smokers. And smokers also have a tendency of evading or neglecting ad messages more often than non-smokers. So smoker emotion influence their cessation behavior. Anti-smoking ads are often designed to elicit certain emotional and motivation reaction in order to influence smokers to think about quitting and ultimately influence them to quit. And emotion play an important role in smoker decision to quit also. And when the strong fear appears and message manifests its intention, it threatens the smoker to quit. So basically, the previous study showed that emotion can play a very important role, and also smokers kind of emotion show kind of some psychological reject for anti-smoking message, because they fear, they already know that smoking is bad, but they want to be exposed to the kind of threat if that is way too high. So a review of studies about anti-smoking message on cigarette warning label found that graphic description of disease or result, kind of very horrible result from the smoking, elicits some strong negative emotion, which increase smoker thought about the health risk, intention to quit, and cessation behavior. So graphic images about the negative consequences of smoking are designed to evoke feelings such as disgust, fear, and ultimately makes people feel uncomfortable about smoking the cigarette. So these anti-smoking messages challenge smokers' existing positive expression about smoking, and as a result, smoker might experience greater affective dissonance when dealing with inconsistent cognition. The smokers who experience higher level of affective dissonance are more likely to endorse belief about the addictive nature of smoking and report higher intention to keep smoking. So let me, and also the we kind of reviewed the article about the Korea and United States, and the results showed that the anti-smoking ads actually aired in Korea, and the United States television showed that Korean smokers are more frequently exposed to social norm ad as compared to other type of message. But self-efficacy ad are more frequently exposed in the US. Let me explain about the social norm ads. Social norm ads is that people kind of put pressure on the smoker, and they, as a society and surrounding or neighborhood or some friends of the smoker, kind of try them to quit because it's not good for you, not good for society, or even not for me because I don't want to be a victim of the second smoking. The kind of social pressure is kind of social norm ads. And in that, and but the self-efficacy ad means that I want to know how to quit. Sometimes I don't know how to quit because sometimes I believe that smoking is a narcotic. So we can sometimes I cannot quit because just on my wheels. So then, sometimes I have to go to meet the doctor and ask them to help, or even sometimes my colleague, my kind of good friend, ask me to smoke together. But if I know how to kind of reject politely, then it is helpful. So that kind of ads are self-efficacy ads. So in Korea, we have more social norm ads as compared to United States, but United States has focused on the mostly the self-efficacy ad. That's the kind of the thing that we find. And smoker emotion influence the cessation of behaviors, and anti-smoking ads are often designed to elicit certain emotional and motivation reaction in order to influence smokers to think about quitting and ultimately influence them to quit. So, and televised anti-tobacco smoking ad is that the government or social institution manifesting social responsibility to protect health, the usage of persuasive communication in order to solve social problem and elicit people's attitude towards seeking social good. So as a result, anti-smoking somehow anti-smoking policy also influenced the magnitude of socio-economic differences in cigarette smoking as well as overall smoking rate. So at this point, the kind of its limitation that all the kind of smoking are not fully explained the ad message. There are other elements such as anti-smoking policy or any other kind of taxes or kind of the price of tobacco, that kind of thing. Sometimes some people believe that it is more important factors as compared to anti-smoking message. So we do not declare that all the smoking kind of smoking cessation trial can be influenced or explained by smoking ad only. And that's kind of limitation. And again, so we want to declare that it is true that not all the anti-smoking messages are as effective as each other. So in fact, South Korea has relied on the fear appeal only for a long time, such as kind of anti-tobacco advertising theme was that smoking is a disease. Apparently, this kind of campaign relied on the fear appeal that smoking itself caused various diseases such as cancer, heart attacks. The fear appeal such as 1 milligram of laryngeal cancer or 2 packs of stroke were shocking because of its visual effect as through fear of fear. So that kind of is a fear of fear. So basically, we want to try to compare each type of message such as fear of fear, social norm, and self-efficacy ad. So we have 4 research questions based on the previous studies and the generous and our scholarly kind of curiosity. So first research question is that which anti-tobacco ad type message among fear of fear, social norm, and self-efficacy is most effective? Research question 2. How smokers evaluate the attitude toward tobacco company according to the anti-tobacco ad types? Research question 3. How smokers react in terms of quitting intention according to anti-tobacco ad types? Research question 4. How smokers react in terms of social attitudes toward smoking according to anti-tobacco ad types? So for answering this question, we kind of designed that 390 smokers are recruited, and their ages are from 20 to 80, and 30 smokers are used to check the stimulus check. And experimental design was adopted in the study, and liability check results showed that all variables are over 0.8 with Cronbach alpha value. So we are ready to study it. So let me